Good evening. It's so wonderful to be here with you tonight. My name is Cisco Walker, an evangelist here in Alientown, Roswell, New Mexico. As you know, this is the Easter season, so I have a passage of scripture that I would like to read tonight. 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 23. But we preach Christ crucified, to the Jews a stumbling block, and to the Greeks foolishness. But to those who are called, both Jews and Greeks, Christ, the power of God and the wisdom of God. As you can see here tonight, I'm showing you this. As you can see here tonight, this Easter, we received a chocolate cross. Now, this is the Russell Stover's solid milk chocolate cross. There's 220 calories in this little chocolate bar, and it costs $2.19. Now, let the image of this chocolate cross remind us tonight to take what I'm referring to as the Easter challenge. Traditionally, there are 50 days in the Easter season, which lasts from Easter Sunday until Pentecost Sunday. So I implore you, I ask that you would take this Easter challenge with me. And you say, well, what is the Easter challenge? Well, the Easter challenge is these next 50 days that you would concentrate on the resurrection, concentrate on the empty tomb, concentrate on the ascension of Jesus, or before he ascended, because it is of vital importance. Let us walk this Emmaus road together and meditate about the resurrection. Take these 40 days and begin to pray about the resurrection. Take these 40 days, this Easter challenge, and begin to reflect about the resurrection. Take this Easter challenge with me and begin to deconstruct the resurrection, but also reconstruct the resurrection. That means through prayer, through meditation, through fasting, to deconstruct it, but also put it back together again with the help and the guidance of the Holy Spirit. You see, too many times we shout as it concerns Easter. Too many times we shout and dance and we hoot and holler on Easter morning, but then very quickly we move on to another sermon. Very quickly we move on to another teaching. Very quickly we move on to another discourse. What we need to do is we need to slow down and take in the beauty and the mystery and the complexity of the resurrection. Now, there are three different perspectives that we need to look at tonight as it concerns this chocolate cross. There are three different viewpoints, three different opinions, three different sides, if you will, to this chocolate cross. Okay? Number one, this chocolate cross can be seen as a stumbling block. Number two, this chocolate cross can be seen as pure foolishness. And number three, this chocolate cross can be seen as the power of God or the wisdom of God. So let's look at this. Our first viewpoint as it concerns this chocolate cross is that this piece of chocolate is a stumbling block, especially to those in the Christian community. The cross of Christ is a sacred symbol. The cross of Christ is a sacred symbol of the Christian faith. The cross of Christ is a symbol of victory over death, hell, and the grave. The cross without Jesus on it, without anyone else. What Jesus did on the cross was special. It was unique. It was eternal. But there were thousands and thousands and thousands of people who were crucified on crosses, and sadly their lives didn't have the same impact as Jesus's life did. So the cross, when it is empty, you see the cross, we look at the cross now and we see a cross that's made out of chocolate. We look at the cross now and we see we put jewels on it and we have them hung up in our houses, a wall of crosses. But you see, the cross of Christ wasn't like that back in those times, back in the ancient time. You see, the cross was a symbol of injustice. The cross was a symbol of hatred. It was a symbol of brutality. It's a symbol of sin. It's a symbol of darkness. The cross was a symbol of the crushing power of the state, i.e. the Roman occupation, i.e. Roman oppression. The power emperor of Rome was the symbol of the cross. And the symbol of the cross was, is if you come against Rome and you get out of line, we're going to take you and we're going to put you on this thing called the cross. And we're not only going to take you, but we're going to take your family and we're going to put them upon it. And if you have any followers, we're going to round them up and we're going to put them on this awful instrument of torture. But you see, the cross of Christ, because of what Jesus did, it defeats oppression. The cross of Christ defeats the tyranny of the state. The cross of Christ defeats hatred. The cross of Christ defeats brutality. The cross of Christ defeats betrayal, sin, and the powers of darkness. And the cross of Christ defeats hell and death. So to some, this chocolate cross, it is offensive, it's sacrilegious, it's an abomination, it's a cheap and tacky attempt to make a buck. But can I remind you that it's Christians sometimes who nevertheless buy these things. I've been saved for 20 years and here I have this chocolate cross and I'm making a video about it. So we have to be careful, but to some it is a stumbling block. But it is Christians who buy these things. You know, we put the cross on t-shirts and we put it on keychains and we put it on jewelry and we put it on ball caps. We have all these things with the image of the cross on them. So what is the difference with us having a cross that is made out of chocolate? To be fair, a chocolate cross is pushing the envelopes by all accounts. But let one's conscience decide if it is right or wrong. See, this is a Romans 14 issue. This is a meat and a vegetable issue. If it's offensive to you, then don't buy it. If it's offensive to you, then don't eat it. But don't condemn other people when they have one, because if it's offensive to you, that's fine, but you can't take people's freedom away. So it is a meat and a vegetable issue. Let one's conscience decide if it's right or wrong. Let one's conscience decide. Your conscience will decide for you if it is a stumbling block. Our second viewpoint, as it concerns the chocolate cross, is that this piece of chocolate is simply mere foolishness. In other words, who cares about the chocolate cross? You see, the world doesn't care if a chocolate bar is shaped like a cross or even a phallic image or a pornographic image. It simply just doesn't care about those kind of things. The world actually relishes in the fact that they get to consume this so-called sacred emblem. You see, you and I have to remember tonight that most people have awful memories as it concerns religion. Most people have awful memories as it concerns going to church. Most people, they have awful memories as it concerns the rotten pastors that they've had to deal with, the perverted priests that they've had terrible, abominable experiences with, and that's tragic and awful. But most people, they have awful memories as it concerns the money-grubbing evangelists that have pleaded for every last dollar and every last cent. Some of you have family members, your grandmother, your mother, they gave everything to that evangelist that was on TV or that charlatan. So not everybody has great memories of the cross of Christ or religion. A lot of people, they have awful memories of church-going women with their mean, pinched, bitter, and evil faces, if I might steal that from William S. Burroughs or William Lee. You might be able to see why the unchurched would buy this piece of chocolate and consume it. Some might enjoy making a mockery of the cross. Some might enjoy committing what you and I would see as an abominable act. Some might enjoy committing an act of blasphemy, for this is a chocolate cross, and to the world it is just foolishness. To the world, religion is foolishness. To the world, the fact that a Jewish man who willfully gave himself up almost 3,000 years ago and died a horrible, brutal death, and now you say he's raised from the dead, for it is the Easter season. You say that that has power. You say that that will change my life. You say that if I put my faith in this carpenter's son, this son of David, whatever, you say that that'll take away my alcohol, that'll take away my depression, and it certainly will, but you have to put yourself in the shoes of people who don't believe, because those are the people that we're trying to have an impact on. So you can see where this chocolate Christ, the world would say, who cares? Let me eat it. I'll eat 10 of them. I'll eat 20 of them because I simply don't care. Sigmund Freud said, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, and sometimes a piece of chocolate may just be a piece of chocolate. Our third and final viewpoint as it concerns the chocolate cross is that this piece of chocolate is the wisdom and the power of God. Anything that gets people thinking about Jesus and God, in my humble opinion, is a wonderful thing. Jesus said, "If I be lifted up, I will draw all men unto me." Who would have ever thought that the cross would become a symbol of love, a symbol of forgiveness, a symbol of grace, a symbol of peace, and a symbol of mercy? The mere fact that this chocolate cross is in the stores during the Easter season is a reminder that Jesus is no longer dead or in the tomb. You know, Philippians chapter 1 and verse 16, Philippians chapter 1 and verse 16, it says it this way. It says, "The former preach Christ from selfish ambition, not sincerely supposing to add affliction to my chains, but the latter out of love, knowing that I am appointed for the defense of the gospel." Here it is. "What then? Only that in every way, whether in pretense or in truth, Christ is preached, and in this I will rejoice." As I close tonight, remember Philippians chapter 1 and verse 18. Paul says, "I will rejoice." It doesn't matter what capacity Jesus is preached in. It doesn't matter what capacity Jesus is talked about in. As long as Jesus is being talked about, I will rejoice. Let us rejoice tonight that Christ is preached and glorified in this simple chocolate bar. Some will tear their garments. Some will throw dirt in the air. Some will roll around in sackcloth and ashes at the sight of this chocolate cross. Others could care less and even take great satisfaction in consuming this foolish and useless symbol. But may we, through the eyes of faith, realize that God can and will work through whatever means or medium He wants to, even a Russell Stover's solid chocolate cross. God bless you and thank you.